Hello everyone, and welcome to Ignite 2021 Power Platform Governance session. I am Zohar Raz, and I'm the Group Program Manager for the Power Platform Governance team. With me today is Sean Fiene, who is our Power Platform Product Marketing Manager. Our session today is for any IT professional, Chief Information Security Officer, any administrator who is curious to learn how to best govern the rise of Power Platform solutions in your organization. Before I jump into the details, I'd like to just make sure that we are all grounded on what the Power Platform really is, in case there's new people in the audience. The Power Platform is Microsoft's no-code, low-code suite of products that helps unleash creativity inside the organization. With the Power Platform solutions, employees can modernize traditional day-to-day activities and transform work that used to take weeks into automatic solutions that finish in minutes. Power Platform runs on top of Azure. It is tightly integrated with Dynamics 365 and with Office 365 products like Teams and SharePoint. It is at its core. The platform offers hundreds of connectors, allowing makers to build solutions on top of many different data sources from inside and outside the organization. And your developers can extend the platform and build custom connectors that can connect your solutions to pretty much anything. The suite comes with a foundational backend element named Dataverse. Dataverse allows you to easily build robust solutions with persistent storage and business logic. The Power Platform also includes an AI builder that allows you to inject advanced machine learnings into your apps and workflows. The suite includes 4 key products. Power BI, which is our low-code, no-code solutions for analyzing, exploring, and visualizing enterprise data. Power Apps, that offers you a canvas to build low-code, no-code web and mobile applications. And the Dataverse and the connectors that I mentioned make it easy to build solutions without writing a line of code. When you try out the App in a Day tutorial, you'll be impressed by how simple it is to build powerful apps in just a few hours. Next is Power Automate. Power Automate allows you to increase efficiency and productivity by building workflows and robotic process automation. Again, with no code expertise, you can rely on Dataverse as a storage and the rich set of connectors to power your workflows. And last to call out is the Power Virtual Agent. It is the latest addition to the family, and it allows you to build chatbot solutions and conversational agents and integrate them into Microsoft Teams or anywhere else you need them. Over the past decade, we've seen the workplace around the world changing, driven by technology innovation, demographic changes, globalization, and above all, the latest pandemic. The digital transformation in the world is accelerating, and with significant shortage of professional developers, Microsoft Power Platform suite of low-code, no-code products is enabling many organizations to embark on their own digital transformation journey. According to Gartner, by 2025, 70% of new applications developed by enterprises will use low-code or no-code technologies. Businesses that have started their digital transformation have seen significant efficiency and flexibility gains during the last year of remote work. It allowed them to attract and retain talent and to leap ahead of the competition. The first thing that you need to acknowledge is that the IT plays a critical role in igniting and nurturing the digital transformation inside the organization. As an IT professional, you may have different roles and responsibilities to play, depending on the stage of your adoption and the specific compliance needs that your industry might require. We use this maturity adoption model to describe the stages of the Power Platform adoption that we see across organizations. From the initial stage on the left, where you see pockets of success stories showing up through Teams and SharePoint, all the way to the efficient stage on the top right, where organizations have well-established centers of enablement, Fusion teams modernizing and automating legacy experiences, dozens of mission-critical solutions running in production, a vibrant community of makers, and a well-tuned set of IT guardrails in place, allowing innovations to flourish while keeping the digital environment safe. To give you a better sense of how such a journey might look like in a large enterprise, let me run a video.
My name is Brian Hodel. I work at T-Mobile, and I am a developer on the Microsoft Power Platform. I'm involved with the Orbit Solution Development, which is a project management platform for customer-facing initiatives across the organization, such as device promotions, service offers, projects, technology initiatives, really anything that has a customer impact goes through this intake process and is reviewed by executive team members and directors, various levels of VPs that need to approve and prioritize the resources of the organization. The organization, as it grows very rapidly, had not centralized the intake process. Different departments, different needs, different initiative types had different intake platforms. So there was no cohesive manner for initiatives to be reviewed and prioritized. They'd have to go to different systems, mostly Excel manual processes that were very time-intensive, labor-intensive solutions. We opted for the Power Platform because of its ability to build low-code solutions to meet the business needs and rapidly changing environments that we have at T-Mobile. We're able to build custom interfaces using Power Apps, custom notification and approval flows using Power Automate, extensive reporting capabilities through Power BI that not only consolidated our data sets that we needed, but also legacy data that is in other systems into a single place for executives to review and prioritize initiatives.
My name is Arturo Celis, Principal Systems Architect at T-Mobile. I am a mobile core network lead architect for large-scale project implementation. At T-Mobile, we have close to 900 app makers and just over 1,500 flow makers. Together, we have built close to 3,000 apps and 7,400 flows. Just last month, 140 apps and 400 flows were created. The Power Platform Champions Group at T-Mobile is a diverse set of people across the organization, from retail, finance, legal, sales, and of course technology. What brings us together is the excitement of finding new ways to solve everyday problems via apps and flows. And then realizing that as we learn more about the platform, we can tackle larger problems. Becoming a Power Platform developer has given me the opportunity to connect with T-Mobile employees across the organization and share new ways to solve problems and become more effective.
Unleashing such innovation in your company, like the example you just saw in T-Mobile, requires a thoughtful adoption strategy. Now is your time to seize the opportunity and empower the business. It is time to build your Power Platform administration expertise and knowledge. Experiment with groups inside your organization and iterate and move up the maturity model. The key element for successful digital transformation is that the digital environment remains safe and secure, and in the world where data roams easily across devices and employees are working remotely, it is harder than ever before. For IT, that means you need to create the right guardrails to allow users to self-serve themselves in a secure, compliant, and scalable manner. Our goal in the rest of the session is to share with you tools and best practices on how to eat the cake and have it too. You will see how to strike the right balance, enabling the digital transformation magic to happen while keeping your digital environment safe. Microsoft runs on trust. and we are heavily investing in security and compliance. And we have a track record of running highly secure cloud offerings. We are using and leveraging the broad Microsoft solutions and the expertise to help you run mission-critical Power Platform solutions that meet the highest security and compliance needs. So let's dive deeper and talk about the Power Platform governance. When it comes to security and compliance, the first key thing to re-emphasize is that the Power Platform is built on top of Azure. Let's talk security first. The Azure cloud offers such a strong security foundation. With Azure Storage, you naturally get advanced data encryption when you persist your data in Azure. With a native integration with Active Directory, Azure Active Directory, you get control, who can access the solutions. You can set policies to block access based on device types and the location. You can allow and block users from other tenants to interact with your applications and more. And for data loss prevention, you can utilize Azure security tools to do advanced intrusion detection and deep forensic analysis. Then there's compliance. Azure has the largest worldwide presence to date. This footprint across many geography locations allows you to overcome different data sovereign regulations. Then Azure has a dedicated government cloud and 90+ compliance certificates supporting the highest standards for pharma, bank, governments, and many other industries. Microsoft is continually investing in Azure security and compliance, and your Power Platform solutions will benefit from these advancements. For example, the new EU data boundary laws require us to supply and support lockbox and customer managed keys. Microsoft is committed to bring those to Azure and Power Platform clouds. I've only briefly touched on security and compliance capabilities since I'd like to focus more on the governance part next. The key takeaway is that you could already build highly secure and robust no-code, low-code applications using the Power Platform, but it requires expertise and knowledge in Azure administration. We understand that it must be simple for IT to govern the rise of Power Platform solutions, and we are hard at work to make that your reality. We have started to consolidate the administration experiences into a unified Power Platform Admin Center, and we are adding powerful governance tools and investing in simplicity. With that in mind, let's switch and talk about the Power Platform governance flow. The three elements to successfully govern your Power Platform assets are secure, monitor, and manage. Let's start with secure. The Power Platform, at its core, lets you segment your makers and their solutions into designated environments. You get to secure each environment independently. By defining who has access to your environment, you can control who will be enjoying the solutions that are built in that container. And by placing guardrails to limit what exact connectors can be used, you get to control what type of data can flow in each one of these environments. An early investment in a sound environment strategy will win you some peace of mind later. You can use this zoning model to guide your environment strategy. Differentiate your Power Platform solutions on these two dimensions: the business criticality and the lifetime of the application. For training purposes or hackathons, you will build environments in the green zone at the bottom left. And the default environment that is open for all users for personal productivity solutions built in Microsoft 365, that environment is typically also mapped into the green zone. On the other end, you might have business critical applications with high usage and that live for years. Those solutions require a set of dedicated dev, test, and production environment, and a proper application lifecycle management around them. Those solutions, you have environments that you would create in the red zone on the top right. These environments are typically managed by the IT only. At this point, let's switch to Sean and see how he manages environments and data policies in the Power Platform Admin Center. Sean, take it away.
Thanks, Zohar. In this demo, I'm logged in the Admin Center as Sean, an administrator of Power Platform for Contoso Electronics. As adoption is growing, nurture campaigns are taking effect, and more employees are building solutions on Power Automate, Power Apps, and Power Virtual Agents, my central IT team has decided to enforce guardrails on the default environment where all licensed users are currently working in. I go to the Data Policies page and click Create Policy. The purpose of the default environment is to allow users to accomplish personal and business productivity tasks, so the key is to include many of the Microsoft connectors in the business category. As you can see, Microsoft Power Platform has a rich ecosystem of more than 500 connectors, giving access to data located inside and outside our organization. To maintain the security and integrity of our business data, I will block all the remaining connectors and new ones that will be introduced in the future. Finally, there are a few standard connectors that my team has authorized. I will place those in the non-business category. This means they are isolated and cannot be used with connectors located in business. Custom connectors are a way for makers to communicate with a limitless world of services, like a custom API built by a service owner. I also will block its use in the default environment. I now apply the DLP policy to the default environment and click Save. The DLP policy is instantly enforced, and I am now confident that our business data is fully secure in the default environment. My team will carefully monitor requests from makers and update the DLP policy as needed. Here's an example of some more advanced data loss prevention policies I can put in place. The healthcare business unit of Contoso is launching new medical devices, and I want to help them leverage the Power Platform for this mission-critical initiative. First, I created 3 environments for this purpose: Dev, Test, and Prod. Then, I created another DLP policy named Medical Devices, which is a copy of default, but is only applied to the 3 environments provisioned for the healthcare business unit. I need medical devices to be more permissive because those makers must be allowed to use highly sensitive business data stored in SQL Server. I can unblock the SQL Server and move it to business without worry thanks to 2 advanced DLP capabilities. Via connector endpoints, I can ensure that makers will only connect to the data they need, which in this case are the SQL servers with the prefix medical devices. Via connector actions, I can prevent makers from deleting any of that critical data by specifically blocking the delete row action and by blocking new actions that might be introduced in the future. Once I save the DLP policy, I can move over to the maker portal to give you a glimpse into how it is enforced. Here's the flow, which is attempting to delete a row from the patient's database of the medical devices SQL Server. If the maker attempts to save it, that operation is blocked, and they are notified that this flow is non-compliant. Back to you, Zohar.
Let's summarize what you just saw in these demos. Sean showed you how to think about the default environment and how to use the basic and advanced data policies to control what connectors can be used in each of the environments. The art for the IT pro is to use these data policies and place guardrails on the environment without blocking the makers from building their solutions, while ensuring that no one is building solutions that put the organization at risk. Now that we've seen how to set up your foundation, you need to start tracking and getting insights into what's going on in your organization. So let's switch to monitor. As an IT professional, you can use different monitoring solutions. These can help you nurture the community of makers and push your organization up in the adoption maturity ladder. You can also use these insights to make decisions, like optimizing your licensing distribution to ensure that the right users have access to build and use the premium Power Platform capabilities. Our team has been working on making it easier to observe what is going on in your organization. And these are the 3 key capabilities that I want to cover today. First is the Center of Excellence Starter Toolkit. It is a standalone package that the customer advisory team has closely built with our customers over the past 2 years. It is a collection of downloadable Power Platform solutions that has already helped thousands of organizations to get started with the adoption journey. we highly recommend that you install them and try them out. It includes also a Power BI dashboard that we will demo. Second thing is the out-of-the-box tenant-level analytics. No special download is required. These work great at scale, and we are doing more and more to increase the number of reports on that platform. Sean will show you the richness and how to enable it in the demo. Just before we switch to the demo, let me call out the third capability. You may want your data in a different pivot, or you want to track it for longer than 28 days. For that, we now offer data export capabilities for advanced analytics, where you can provide your own Azure data lake, and the pipeline would push data changes every day to your warehouse, and you could build on top of it personalized reports. Okay, let's take a look. Sean, back to you.
Thank you, Zohar. The heart of the COE Starter Kit is its dashboard, which combines your inventory, telemetry, and organizational data to provide you with a holistic overview of how your organization is adopting the Power Platform. As a Power Platform admin, different business units will be interested in learning more about the Power Platform adoption in your organization. Your procurement team may want to learn which department is using premium features for cross-charging purposes. So by using the App License Assessment Report in the dashboard, it will be easy for you to drill down into this information and find out the exact number of apps and their usage, gathering information such as unique users and session count. Your information security team may want to learn more about how specific connectors like HTTP are used, who is using them, and for what purposes. A Cloudflow risk assessment report will allow you to surface that information and show your security team how you have full visibility of how the platform is adopted. Next, we will go to the Power Platform Admin Center. We are now offering some of the same insights, capabilities, without you needing to install the toolkit, and these out-of-the-box analytics will scale with your tenant. Let's look at how you can monitor analytics using the Power Platform Admin Center to gain better insights at a tenant level. First, I'll enable tenant-level analytics, I'll click Save, and then I'll refresh my browser for the settings to take effect. Next, I'll go to the ribbon and set the analytics scope to be tenant level. Previously, organizations would spend great deals of time and energy monitoring growth and the use of flows. Now, looking at the tenant-level analytics for Power Automate, in this single page, I'm able to get insights into usage, maker activity, and be empowered to improve the efficiency of my organization's investment. I'll select Inventory Analytics and adjust some column widths to show you the data we pull back. From here, I can drill down and act on individual orphan flows, and even open the flows in the list to view the flow in the designer. Using date range filters, I'm also able to find and determine when flows were last run and manage them to free up resources and reduced service costs. Let's hop over to Power Apps Analytics, and more specifically, look at license utilization. As adoption grows, we ask ourselves, are the licenses I've assigned being used effectively? Organizations must be aware if they have licenses assigned to individuals who may not be utilizing Microsoft Power Platform. Here, using the embedded analytics, I can visualize our D365 license assignments that are allocated across our business units, and I can make sure that license assignments are going to users that truly need them. Finally, for those interested in self-service monitoring options, you'll be able to export your analytics data to Data Lake to build custom reports based on your unique requirements, or export data to Application Insights to monitor diagnostics and performance for Power Apps and Dataverse plugins. Over to Zohar.
Thank you, Sean. So you saw three main monitoring capabilities: the COE toolkit, the tenant out-of-the-box reports, and the data export pipeline that powers your self-service analytics. You should also know that there are a few more advanced options in the Microsoft 365 Defender and Compliance Center, allowing you to review audit logs or do forensic and intrusion detection using tools like Microsoft Cloud App Security, and that allows you to go deeper. So with that, we've arrived to the last element of the governance flow, which is manage. You've seen in Sean's demo that we use the Power Platform Admin Center for all your secure, monitor, and manage activities. The Power Platform Admin Center is the place to go to manage your environments You can govern the access to individual environments on the environments management page. You can track all the environments and make sure that they have proper ownership. You can set up and automate your application lifecycle management for any mission-critical apps. You can control what environments will be in trial, sandbox, or full-fledged production. And you can create environments in different regions to satisfy any geographical needs. You can do all of that and more in the Power Platform Admin Center, and we are bringing more administration activities into this one-stop shop. Separately, we've mentioned earlier how the COE Starter Toolkit is there to help you bootstrap your adoption. The kit comes with several applications, of which each is a unique solution designed to help you with your different management workflows. From sending makers a custom welcome email, to managing environments and application requests, to building and growing your vibrant makers community. Let's take a closer look. Hopefully it motivates you to check it out. Sean, let's start the demo.
As you mature your Power Platform adoption, you may want to use additional governance processes that are tailored to your organization. One such governance process may be gathering additional information from makers about their applications to gain further insight into how makers are using the platform. Those details could be a business justification or data classification or something completely custom to your organization. The Developer Compliance Center app, which is part of the Center of Excellence kit, uses features like stoplight visuals where you can see how compliant the app is to your organizational policies. You can collect data on business impact, business justification, access management, set if a mitigation plan has been provided, and set data classification. Once complete, you can submit the application for review by the admin. As an admin, you can then use the Power Platform Admin View model-driven app to see an overview of all the resources in the tenant and store additional metadata against those resources. When digging deeper into apps, an admin can review what has been submitted by makers, add additional details such as risk assessment, category, and add additional notes to build a more holistic picture of the app's purpose. You can also choose to highlight apps in your app catalog. If you have apps that are used broadly by the entire organization or an app that you want to have easily discoverable, the app catalog is where you can highlight them. End users can easily search for, discover, and learn more about these highlighted apps. You can even request access from end users. And back to you, Zahar.
So that sums up the tour of the Power Platform governance flow. You've seen the different secure, monitor, and manage elements, and now I'd like to circle back to where we started. Let's look again at the maturity model, and this time, more specifically, the roles and responsibilities that you have as an IT professional. So here's a list of call to actions. Things that you can help your organization with its digital transformation. Start by checking out the COE toolkit and the guidance. Use your environment strategy to build a secure foundation. Establish your center of enablement team. Grow your internal makers community and nurture it. Have fun with hackathons and webinars. Celebrate innovation and wins. And manage an app catalog for your users. Monitor the adoption and expand the out-of-the-box analytics as needed. The key message here that we hear from customers is that it's best to start early before the waves of adoptions arrive. The art you get to perform in finding the sweet spot for your company, where you empower employees without overblocking. The more you optimize the guardrails and confidently unblock employees in your organization, the more the magic of the digital transformation will happen. We hope that this was enough to inspire you to get started. Just before we close, let me call out some key things that are on the roadmap and then leave you with a slide full of additional resources. We have demoed and talked about several things today, many of which are already available and some are coming over the next 6 months. we are hard at work to satisfy the EU data boundaries requirements, and we will be introducing lockbox solutions like Azure's and later customer managed keys. We are investing in more tenant-wide analytics and adding more reports like the ones that Sean showed you today. We will continue to unify all the administration experiences into the central Power Platform Admin Center and simplify the management with adding things like a management policy to retire your inactive environments. We are also looking at integrating with the Microsoft Information Protection to simplify policy management, but that will take us a little longer to deliver. And with that, my name is Zohar Raz, and with me, Sean Fiene, and we want to thank you for tuning in today, and we hope that we left you with enough resources to learn more.